Hi, dear students, how are you? I hope you're fine. Today we're gonna talk about the supply. So let's start. We're gonna explain the law of supply, we're gonna interpret the supply schedule and supply graph. Some keywords that we're gonna use: supply, and we talked about this before. What about the supply? The amount of goods and services available to sell in a market. So I'm talking here about here the supply, the amount of goods and services that I'm gonna sell it in a market as a supplier. The law of supply, and the of supply is very easy. Producers offer more of a good as its prices what increases, of course, and less as its prices falls. So I have here a direct relationship: quantity supplied, the amount that the supplier is willing and able to supply at specific price. Individual supply schedule, the chart that lists here how much of a good a supplier will offer at various prices. Variable factor that can be changed: market supply schedule, supply curve, and market supply curve, that what we will see now. So, how does the law of supply affect the quantity supplied? If I have the price, as the price increases, what happens to the quantity supplied? I think it will be, of course, it will be increased. Here, why? Because here the supplier or the producer, his aim is to do what is to make profit. So this is the law of supply, states that as prices increases, the quantity supplies also increases, and vice versa. Supply is the amount of goods available. We know as the price of the good increases, producers will offer more and more in aim to do what, to increase their profit. As the price decreases, they will offer less and less because they don't want to get any losses. The law of supply includes two movements: individual firms changing their level of production and firms entering or existing the market. Let's see. There is a positive, as we said, relationship between price and quantity supply. So, as we see here, as the price increases, the quantity supplied increases, and vice versa. As price falls, quantity supplied falls. Um, I have here higher production. So, if a firm is earning profit, when the firm is earning profit from the sale of a good or a service, what should they do as a firm, as a producer, as a supplier? They will increase the price. In turn, increase in firm's profit. So I can see that I'm having profits and profits from this particular product. So what should I do? I will increase the price to gain more and more profit. As a supplier, in general, the search for profit drives the choices made by the producer. So we have to know that the producer here, what drives the producer? The profit. Market entry checkpoint: why do firms increase production? Why the price of a good goes up? So rising prices encourage here the producer or the new firms to join the market, of course, and will add to the quantity supplied of good. For example, I have here for the music market: when a particular type of music becomes here popular, such as a 70s disco or 90s grunge, more bands will play the same that type of music in order to profit from such music's popularity. As we see nowadays, we are having in Egypt what a kind of rappers like Wigs, like a lot of people or a lot of singers like that. They are very successful, they are having a lot of profit. So the action is what they increase here, this kind of singing, the rap, for example. This action reflects the law of supply. The supply schedule: supply of a good can be measured using supply schedule. Supply schedule shows the relationship between what, price and the supply as a whole. No, the quantity supplied for a particular good. Otherwise here, so I'm having here the supply curve. So the change in the quantity supplied on the supply curve, not here, not the change in the supply curve, on Okay, we will see how. An individual supply schedule shows how much of a good of a single supplier will be able to offer a various at various here prices. Market supply schedule shows what how much of a good of all firms in a particular market can offer at various here prices. So let's see this one. Here I have the supply schedule. When the price was 1 here for a slice of pizza, here slices supplied per day 100. When it was 2, so it became here 150 because here he wants to gain more and more profit. So I have here 3, so here the quantity supplied 200 and so on. So when I increase the price of the pizzas, the slices supplied per day will increase. Um, and I'm having here what? Okay, so the supply schedule lists how many slices of pizza one pizzeria will offer at different prices. As we see, the market supply schedule represent all suppliers in a market. So I have here I have here what this is individual. I want to show you something first. This is the uh, if this is here the individual supply schedule. What about the market? The market supply schedule for what? For here all the suppliers in the same market. When here I have the slice of pizza one, the whole here suppliers in the same market, they give us, or the quantity supplied is 1000. What about if I increased the price of the slice of pizza in all the shops in the same market? So it gives me 1500 and so on. So, what does the individual supply schedule tell you about the pizzeria owner's decision? So, because here the owner's decision, and here how does the market supply schedule compare to the individual supply schedule? So, I'm having here the supply graph. The supply here schedule can be represented graphically on what? On the supply graph, as we said before. A supply curve always rises to the left, from left to the right. Why? Because higher prices leads to higher output. Supply curve is positively sloped because it goes what from left to right, like this, guys. I'm having here, I need this, like this one. Okay, as we see here. Okay, so it's positively sloped, and I have to know that whatever increase in prices, whatever increase in supplies, quantity supplied. What are the two variables represented? Supply schedule or supply curve, the price, of course, and the quantity supplied. Okay, guys, by that we covered this session. I hope you understood everything. If you have any question, send me on the SCL. Bye bye.